Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. Now this is a really cool, fun song to play. It's nice for if you're playing guitar for the first time. It's got a really nice damping technique. In other words, where you make the strings go silent. You can see my pinky was working quite a bit there. It's the basic chords. It's got a different rhythm. You're not counting on or strumming on the first beat. But before we go further, let's focus onto your strumming hand. Get your PDF open in front of you. If you don't have the PDF note, just drop me a WhatsApp. I'll happily send it to you, or drop me an email. Okay, onto our fretting hand for starters. You can see my fingers are numbered quite clearly. This will definitely help you get the right shape. We're starting with an E minor, fingers 1 and 2 in the 2nd fret, but the 2nd fret after the capo, you'll see this big silver thing over here as a capo. We need to have one of those on at your 5th fret, otherwise it's not going to sound good. So capo on number 5, you'll see it does say that in the PDF, and there's your E minor chord. The next chord, G, finger 1 stays on the 5th string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Middle finger number 2 goes all the way to the top string, 3rd fret. And then your ring finger number 3 goes to the bottom onto the 1st string. And some guitarists like using the ring and the pinky. So their ring and pinky looks like that at the bottom with 1 and 2 at top. But I'm quite happy with just the ring finger at the bottom number 3, like that as well for the G. Next up, the last chord for most of the song is going to be a D chord. Finger 1's on the 3rd string, 2nd fret after the capo, middle finger goes to the bottom string, same fret, and ring finger goes to the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. That's my D chord. Now on the strumming, before I show you what the strumming hand's doing, I want you to just watch my pinky here. What's happening over here is my pinky is silencing the string. So I'm going to zoom out and give you different angles. You can see left hand and right hand working together. I'm not using a pick for this song, but by all means, if you want to use a pick, go ahead. It's not important. What's important over here is the silence and also the direction of the strumming. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3. So you're strumming on the and after the 1. One more time, slow motion. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And you can hear that silence after and 2. And I hope you can see my pinky sort of coming down, a bit of a different angle there. 1 and 2, there you can see the pinky action. And then 3 and the pinky goes flat again. I'm going to try and get a different angle from the other side. I find quite a few students the first few times have difficulty with this pinky action because we're relaxing your fingers 1 and 2. So you can't really see much of movement there with fingers 1 and 2. But they're relaxing as the pinky goes across. So slow motion. Again with the counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. And I'm hoping you're picking up on that damping action, that muting action of the pinky. Okay, we're going to now join it with the next chord, the G. Now the transition from the G, from the E minor, we don't really have to move the 1st finger. And you can use the pinky like I'm doing now. Or you can use just the ring finger, number 3, as we're doing there as well. I'm not too worried about that, but the muting is going to be handled by your middle finger, which is tapping there. And what's going to happen from that at a different angle is I'm going to relax the pressure. Again, very tiny movement, pressure on, relax, pressure on, relax. Very small, you can see the strings barely moving. But when I relax, I also flatten the finger, and I get this. Because you need that silence in between. So if you go from the E minor to the G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 3 and 4 and 1, you need those silence pauses. Okay, next up, the D chord. The D chord's looking like that. We did cover him, and the pinky's going to work again for the D. Very important, do not strum the top 2 strings for the D chord. We're only working with the bottom 4 for the D. Whilst E minor and G we strum all 6. So the D chord's going to sound like this. More from the top view, you can see the fingers on, relax, very small movements. And as I relax, my pinky comes across. Okay, now putting the whole thing together for the verse. is simply going to go through once E minor, so it's going to be, that double up there is actually one cycle, and then you're going to go to G and two Ds, 3 and 4 and 1. And if you put it together the whole way through and you'd like to play along with me, let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 3 and 4 and 1. 3 and 4 and 1. 3 and 4 and 1. And that's it. Now the tapping I'm doing over there, you don't have to do that. I just like doing it. It sounds cool, helps me keep the rhythm. But I'm doing it mainly because I think it sounds cool. You don't have to do that. On the original, you can actually hear there isn't a guitar on it. It's actually a keyboard going da 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 da. And we're just copying the keyboard rhythm, and it works well for guitar. Now, when you get to the pre-chorus, we're going to see there's a B minor chord there. B minor, there's two ways to play it. First, the easy way, finger 1 on the 2nd fret after the capo, and then you go middle finger to the 3rd fret, ring finger to the 4th. This is the one way for B minor. Or the preferred way, which I wouldn't mind you doing, is put your ring finger up there instead and bring the pinky underneath it. But I'm happy with either B minor. Okay. But the rhythm's going to change slightly. It's going to start the same. And you can see at the end, or here at the end rather, there's an extra at the end. Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And now we can see the strumming hand, and we can see the chords take place, changes take place a lot quicker. And all that's really happened is she's basically developed that da 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 da, and instead of having silence to the next chord, she adds an extra da da and then the change. So you're going to have something like this for the pre-chorus from the B minor to G, and it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I think I made a mistake with that 1 G to the D, so let's just do it again to make sure we get it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's what you wanted to hear. Okay, so it's just a little extra. Instead of doing, it goes, and then it changes. Okay. Now, when it goes to the chorus, E minor 7, another new chord, that's all there is to E minor. First finger, 2nd fret on the 5th string, strum all 6 chords. And you're going to go through G to D. So instead of going E minor, G, D, you're going to go E minor 7, G, D, which actually makes it a bit easier. And we're going to include that extra double strum at the end. So our chorus should sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So in essence, a really fun song, a really easy song to play, a nice new rhythm we might not have used yet. Okay, starting on the 1, 2, 3. And also that subtle variation at the end for what they use for the pre-chorus and the chorus. That in essence is everything for Shake It Off. Don't forget your capo at fret 5. And if you've got any questions, you've got my contact details. Love to hear from you. Have an awesome week and take care. Cheers.